in your faith journey with the Lord and in your relationship with each other, instead of having all those things, but be miserable on your personal journey or in your personal life. You can have the material possession, but you can be so poor inside your heart. Your family could be falling apart, but you got all the material possessions. The values have shifted. The world has shifted around us. I was recently sitting on updating the website for the church and reading something on Facebook, and a friend of mine sent me a quote from Mother Teresa that somebody reworked that quote, and in English it had a profound impact on how I look at what life is all about and how we live our lives and how charitable we are, how reasonable we are in our relationship with God. So here it says, I was hungry, and you formed a discussion group to discuss the lack of food in my house. I was imprisoned, and you quietly went to the chapel to pray for my release. I was naked, and in your mind you debated the morality of my appearance. I was sick, and you knelt before God and thanked Him for your own health. I was homeless, and you preached to me of the spiritual shelter of the love of God. I was lonely, and you left me alone to pray for myself. You seem so holy and so close to God, but I am still so hungry, so lonely, cold, and at times without a smile in my life. I don't know what your life is all about, my friends. I really don't know how you live. I really don't get to live in Minneapolis, and I don't know all the blessings I've seen back here. But I live in the world of mine that is full of all kinds of atrocities and of all kinds of tragedies that are happening around us. And life requires of each one of us a serious relationship with the world beyond the doors of this temple. Life requires of us to live every single moment of our path of life. I can't pretend that I'm Ukrainian, American, and issues of the world around me do not touch my personal journey, because I would be a liar. In fact, the tragedy of Pearl Harbor 47 years ago, tomorrow we're marking the tragedy of Pearl Harbor, touches my life. Because when I served in the military and I had to deal with the soldiers and I had to teach them what the history of the United States of America was all about and what the Second World War was all about, and the ultimate sacrifices we all sometimes have to make in service of our country or in service of the world of ours, it touched my life as well, even though I wasn't alive 47 years ago, or whenever the tragedy occurred. I live in a world where I see beheading of Christians in Syria, in Arab nations. How can I watch the TV and pretend that those things are not happening? How can I sit quietly and see somebody's head being chopped off and somebody's being burned alive? How can I look at a soldier in the Ukrainian army that goes to Donbass to fight and suddenly he's being captured and the Ukrainian flag is being torn apart from his uniform, being smashed into the ground, destroyed literally, and then that flag is being pulled out and shoveled in the mouth of the soldier, and he is forced to chew and swallow that flag. How can I pretend that those things are not happening in the world? How can I live my life and say, as long as I have my barns of life, of success, built for myself, then I'm okay? I'm a hypocrite. Then I am a hypocrite if I live my life considering only my own blessings in life. And if the Christian church is really preaching only the ability to forgive and the ability to love and the ability not to stand up for who we are as Christians and for what our responsibilities are towards each other, then I don't want to be a Christian anymore. I want my faith to be alive. I want to live every single day of my life looking for those random acts of kindness, looking for those random moments where I can be a blessing for somebody else in life. Я інколи думаю, що я в принципі хочу жити своє життя як християнин в цьому 21 столітті. Дивишся на життя. З однієї сторони тобі кажуть, що треба прощати, треба любити, ти не повинен ніколи нікому докоряти за якісь гріхи чи за якісь провини людям. Але в кінці дня, коли ми маємо сім'ї всі дома, ми вчимо своїх дітей, що є правильно, що є неправильно. І коли ми не будемо відстоювати те, що є правда, чи те, що є святе, тоді яким чином ми живемо наше християнське життя? Дуже легко прикритися любов'ю, і дуже легко прикритися в житті прощенням, і дуже легко сказати, сьогодні так є, завтра буде якось краще. Це не лежить собі. Але кинути інколи виклика своєму власному життю, кинути інколи виклика в тому всьому, що робиться в нашому суспільстві, в світі, і сказати, я не хочу так жити. Чому я маю так робити? Чому я повинен бути таким, яким суспільство є в 21 столітті? Я є іншою людиною. Я є людина, яка знає, до чого я є покликаний і що я повинен зробити своїм життям. Як я можу сидіти перед телевізором і дивитися на картини, коли того солдата заставляють їсти український прапор, змішаний з болотом, і топтати прапор. І сказати, це є окей. Це є братня війна. Нічого страшного немає. Як я можу сидіти перед телевізором і дивитися тоді, коли обезголовлюються християни в Сирії чи в Іраці, або наживо їх палять в літах, обливають бензиною і запалюють, тільки за те, що вони християни. The most dangerous book that exists in the world of ours is called Holy Bible Scriptures. 3 days ago in Syria, 42 men were beheaded because they found Bibles in their possessions. The Bible is a forbidden book to have in possession. How many of you have Bibles at home? This was my Bible. Come on. Yeah, mine. All right, so we all have Bibles for the most part. Now, let's be really honest, and don't be afraid. You don't have to raise your hands. Just answer honestly to yourself. How many of you do really look inside that Bible on a daily basis and try to adopt the teachings of that Bible to your personal life's journey? I bet you there'll be a few hands not going out. Well, some of you are doing that. That's good. But the problem is, in order to live our Christian life, in order to live our Christian path, in order to understand what Christianity is all about, and who I am as a Christian or a person is, I have to know what my faith is all about. I have to identify myself with somebody. If it's a faith group, I have to identify myself with a faith group, or I have to identify myself with Christ, the Savior. But how can I identify myself with Him if I don't know what and who He is and what His life is all about? How can I do that? Ви можете на себе начепити купу хрестиків, ви можете накупити купу свічок і іконами і казати, і вимолювати з Бога, Бог знає, яких ласки, Бог, який знає ласки, щоб Він якось пробачив гріхи, щоб Він обдарував людину тими чи іншими дарами, але в кінці дня, коли людина не готова співіснувати з Богом, співтворювати чудо з Ним в світі, в якому ми живемо, тоді ці всі вчинки наші є просто даремні. Богові наші церкви не потрібні. Бог може обійтися з цих всіх ікон, з цього всього святого, що ми маємо. Це все є збудоване для людей, для того, щоб ми могли пізнати, ким Бог є, і як ми повинні спілкуватися з Ним. I have come to the point of my life that I look at our churches, that I look at all of the wonderful things that we have acquired in our beautiful Ukrainian Orthodox heritage, and I have come to a resolution that God doesn't really care. God doesn't really need any of this. Because He doesn't. He created the world. All He needs is His creation. All the churches that we build, all the gold, all the silver, all the iconography, it's all created for us, so that we can identify ourselves with all of these sacred things. And they are the road signs on the path of life that help us navigate us to come closer in our relationship with God. But it works only when I'm willing to be a willing participant. All of this works if I'm willing to live this Christian life. Otherwise, I'm building barns and collecting things and concentrating on my own personal life. I don't know if I told you this story. I think I told that story in Minneapolis, maybe not in this parish, but I was mesmerized by this. 2 years ago at All Saints Camp in Pennsylvania, I visited the camp, and I told the kids about the random act of kindness, that they need to live their faith and practice the precepts of who we are as Orthodox Christians. І що сталося, я сказав тим дітям на таборі, що коли вони виходять з магазину і бачать стареньку жіночку чи старенького чоловіка, котрі несуть повні сумки тих харчів, що вони накупили, щоб вони просто взяли, підійшли до тої бабці чи дідуся і сказали, давайте я вам поможу занести до машини, щоб вам трошки було легше. І діти, знаєте, прислухалися, вони зрозуміли, що їх вчив, що треба робити добрі вчинки, все було окей. So I told the kids at the camp about random acts of kindness, that when they see people with heavy bags of groceries coming out of the store, they actually have to leave their parents, and I allow them to leave their parents and go to those people and say, can we help you to unload the groceries from your cart and to put them in your trunk? As a simple, nice way of helping somebody. So that evening, after I did all of that, I took to the kids, I went to Walmart. And walking out of Walmart, if you've been to Hamilton, there are no stores. There's only one store in Clarion, Walmart. That's the center of the universe. So everybody goes to Walmart to shop. So I was at Walmart, I got whatever I needed. I was walking out of there, and there's this lady, this older lady with a cart. And I felt like, yes, that's my way to do a random act of kindness. I'm going to do what I preach to the kids. So I left the little cart that I had by my car, and I rushed to the lady, and she had all these bags, and I grabbed the bags and said, ma'am, I'm going to help you. And I just picked everything, and I'm putting it in the trunk, and the poor woman grabbed her purse. And I thought she was going to smack me so hard with that purse. See, you're all laughing, and rightly so. But that's how we're confused as a society. A simple, kind action is misunderstood in the world of ours. Because people start thinking immediately, he's going to steal something from me. He's going to rob me. He's going to take something away from me. We have come to the point of our lives that we don't even know how to be good anymore. When was the last time you were in public transportation and you saw a woman standing, a pregnant woman or an older person, and you moved your butt off that seat and you allowed somebody else to sit down in your place? When I was a kid, if I didn't do that, my mom would have smacked me. And look, nothing happened to me. I'm still okay. I'm still normal. And now I wasn't abused. I survived. Але в світі, в якому ми живемо, розумієте, чому я про ці всі речі говорю? Ми настільки забуваємо про те, ким ми є як люди, як християни, що ми починаємо втрачати наші надбання християнської подорожі з Богом. Ми можемо говорити про ці всі ікони, можемо говорити про ці всі святі речі, приклонятися до них, але якщо я живу свято своє власне життя, я не маю шансів всі ці речі. Я можу жити як свято. Я можу починати придивлятися до навколишнього середовища і шукати ті можливості, де я можу зміняти їхнє життя. 4 weeks ago, now it is 4 weeks ago, in South Baltimore, New Jersey, at Memorial Church, I was preaching and I told the people in church that I do not want them to bring envelopes and money to church the following Sunday. I said, no money, no donations. We will survive for one Sunday without money. But I had a request to those people. We were approaching Thanksgiving celebration, and I asked them, when you go shopping this weekend, go to the store, go to the clearance section in your grocery store, and buy a can or two of canned peas, carrots, buy some pasta, whatever you can. And I want the tetrapod of that church, Memorial Church, and it's a small church in South Baltimore. I want the tetrapod filled with canned produce and pasta. I can't tell you that that Sunday, I purposely came to church early. I wanted to see how people walk in. Cars were pulling. We have ShopRite. I don't know if you have a store, grocery store you have here. We have ShopRite. People were coming out of their cars with the yellow bags of canned stuff. The tetrapod all around and the top was filled with canned stuff. And then I got the seminarians, and I preached, obviously, the ordained deacon that Sunday. And then the next day, we filled my minivan, and we drove to the local soup kitchen, and we shared the blessings of our own community. We survived without the 20, 10, 5, $1 that people would have donated. But I think the donation that we made as a parish, as a community, was much greater than just giving $1 or 2 or 10 or 15. Коли я голодна, говорить Мати Тереза. Прийшли мені того, кого я можу нагодувати. Коли я є спрагла, прийшли мені того, кого я можу напоїти. Коли мені холодно, Господи, прийшли мені того, кого я можу зігріти своїм життям. Коли я є в печалі, прийшли мені того, кого я можу втішити. Коли буде мені заважко нести свій хрест, прийшли мені, Боже, того, кому я зможу послужити. Коли мені буде потрібен час, прийшли мені того, кому буде потрібна моя увага в житті. Коли буде мені важко на серці, прийшли мені того, до кого я б змусила посміхнутися. Коли я відчуваю невпевненість, прийшли мені того, кого я можу похвалити. Коли мені буде потрібна підтримка, прийшли мені того, про кого я можу подбати. Коли мені буде потрібне розуміння, прийшли мені того, хто потребує розуміння з мого боку. Коли я буду думати тільки про себе, приверни мої думки до тих, хто добрий. Коли я спітнію, прийшли мені нужденного. Коли мої очі